Have you ever heard of the conspiracy behind Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends? Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends follows a little boy named Mac who's forced into giving up his imaginary friend Blue and finds a loophole in his parents' demands by putting Blue in the Foster Home for Imaginary Friends, which is owned by the elderly owner, Madame Foster. Throughout the show, the two go on adventures with the other imaginary friends and the 22-year-old caregiver Frankie, who is the granddaughter of Madame Foster. There are 3 conspiracies for Fosters, and even though Mac is supposed to be the main character, all the conspiracies place Frankie at their cores. The first theory is that Frankie isn't really Frankie. Frankie is an imaginary friend of Madame Foster and made to be a replica of her younger self. The conspiracy explains that Frankie was created as a way to uphold the home after Madame Foster passes, making Frankie an imaginary friend as well. Frankie's life revolves around the home, and the only mention of her having an imaginary friend is seen in a flashback. Perhaps Frankie doesn't know she's an imaginary friend, but since she's aware of their existence, she created an imaginary friend for herself since her experience as a caregiver has taught her that it's a normal thing for humans to have. Frankie is seen to date humans, further adding onto the theory that she's unaware of who or what she actually is. An alternate theory wonders if Frankie is real and Madame Foster is her imaginary friend. An alternate conspiracy explains that perhaps Frankie's grandmother died, and to cope with her death, Frankie created an imaginary friend in her grandmother's image. The conspiracy also explains that Frankie stays at the foster home to keep close tabs on the place and to make sure nobody finds out that Madame Foster is one of the imaginary friends. Just like all cartoon conspiracies, a dark conspiracy exists for Fosters as well. In this conspiracy, Frankie is the only real human being and everyone else is an imaginary friend, including Mac and Madame Foster. It explains that Frankie's imaginary friends were a result of neglectful parents. At first, her parents believed that imaginary friends were normal for a child to have, but as Frankie grew older and they realized that she wasn't growing out of this phase, they got worried. To deal with this issue, her parents secretly fed her medication to deal with her hallucinations, and when Frankie found out, she ran away. Eventually, she came across an abandoned mansion. Having gone so long without her medication, the dilapidated home appeared to be a magical escape where she could start a new life. The longer she stayed there, the more intense her hallucinations became, causing her to create more imaginary friends and family members to fill the void created after abandoning her family. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends became a place where Frankie could finally live the life she could never have, with a family that will love her until the very end. Although these are all interesting theories, it would make more sense for Mac to suffer from these hallucinations instead of Frankie. We witness the abuse he faces from his brother, as well as his parents' lack of interference, which lines up more with the conspiracies.